My name is Joyce. I am 54 years old. I am a mother of three. I am the middle child of three children. Growing up, I was raised in a faith-based home, so I'm a person of faith. I'm a teacher. I teach 4th grade. I like to read. I have lots of interests. I'm a collector of sorts. Okay, I'm going to say that almost every little girl's dream is to grow up and fall in love and get married and, you know, live in that house with however many kids and to have enough money to feed your family, to buy things that you might want, even extras, to live well, you know, to not worry about, really to worry about much. I did get married. I did have a family. But I'm going to say many of the years during my marriage, we struggled financially, we struggled in relationships, we struggled with the health of my husband. About 2 years ago, the struggle with his health ended when he passed away. And then we were at a new place. As things changed for my family, and my oldest son was already married and out on his own, but as my husband left us, we call it, I still had 2 daughters living at home at the time. They were 17 and 15, and so it just was a whole new responsibility of now everything was just on me. And so when I think about living well in that aspect, we had to make some adjustments. We had to change the way we did things. We had to kind of get a new perspective on what life was going to be like now without Daddy. For me, my faith is really what brought me through. I think about even the perspective on what a person would say about living well. Like often we think about riches and fancy homes and you know, fast cars and things like that. But I think for me it's now living securely, being able to pay the mortgage, being able to pay our bills, PG&E, provide for college. I have one child in college and one that will graduate this year and will need to go off to college. So I just want to make sure that I'm able to provide, and for me that's part of living well as well, to be able to take care of the people that I'm responsible for. Okay, I like to think of myself really as an optimistic person. When you're talking about a half full cup or half empty, I try to look at it as half full. After my husband passed away, how for a short time we felt like we were kind of up in the air. I do want to say too that between family and friends, neighbors, people who really surrounded us and embraced us, we kind of got back into our lives, and I feel like we were on the road to once again living well, meaning we were happy, our you know, needs were met. I have really a great job, and I know, again, I would say that's a God thing, that knowing that all this was going to happen, that I would need a way to take care of my family, so, and for us to live well. So we were kind of on our merry way, getting back into the routine of how life is. And then about 1.5 years after my husband's passing, we lost his father. Now his father has lived with us over the years, actually the last 20 years off and on, and was a very integral part of helping us to raise our children. And so I feel like we were getting things together, and then we were thrown another curveball. And with the loss of my father-in-law and just some of the circumstances surround that, really had to do some thinking about, why is this happening, and really how no one would or should have to experience these things. I was thinking about even my children at their young ages should not have to lose a father, and then about a year and a half later lose a grandfather. And so, but again, being the optimist and calling on the Lord, using my faith, I feel like that helped me get things again back in perspective and realigned for us what living well is. But we buried Grandpa about 6 months ago, and so now I feel like we were just moving into another maybe plateau, and then we just lost a grandchild. My son and his wife delivered a baby about a month ago, and the baby died. And it's another one of those questions, like why, like in the perfect life, going back to the picket fence and the kids and the house and all of that. In my plan, living well doesn't include losing a grandchild after losing a father-in-law, and then after losing a spouse. But I know I keep coming back to this, but I do hold strong to my faith. And for me, regardless of the circumstances that are around me, I have to trust that God has a plan for me. And I think that's what helps me keep knowing that I'm going to be okay, and that things are going to work out. Things are going to be fine. All right, so I'm thinking about the concept of living well. When I started my conversation, it was more around getting married, having a family, having my needs met, those kinds of things. But I think really what living well is being able to really, when you fall down, get up one more time. It's really not about the financial end of it. I mean, that can be part of it. I mean, I get up every day, I go to work. Those are things that I have to do. But inside me, the job that I do, I feel compelled to go out and make a difference in other people's lives. I think about the experiences that my children and I have gone through, and I think, man, how we can minister to other people, how we can empathize with their feelings, how when a crisis comes or a loss is experienced, that we've walked that road, and not that our road is exactly the same as anyone else's, but we are better equipped to reach out to others. And I think that's part of living well as well. We're on this earth to accomplish a purpose. We all have different callings, different areas, and through life we brush shoulders with so many different people. And I think the experiences that we have do help us to make it through that. And I think if we sat down really and talked to probably everyone on earth, everyone's got a story. Everyone's got a disappointment, a heartache. Everybody has got something that really, if they had just given up, probably would not be here today. but I think the desire to get up and keep pressing on, and also the people that rely on you. I mentioned I still have 2 children at home, and I think about if I gave up or just quit and said I'm not doing this anymore, the impact that it would make on them. And so I just think it's important that if life gives you experiences, good ones, bad ones, that we need to take something from it and go on and use it to somehow impact the lives of others.